Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 2022 Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show, and it is powered by Red River Communications. Welcome, everybody, and a Happy New Year to everybody here, even though we are on January 5th. Brian Watson joining me here to my right. Brian, Happy New Year.
Feels like January out there.
It does feel like January out there, that's for darn sure.
It's a little bit chilly out.
There's a big old hard snowdrift at the end of my driveway.
Don't talk to me about snowdrifts right now. That's no good. I'm happy I still have my fingers right now.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And we're joined here by head coach of the Husky boys basketball squad. That's Jeff Ralph to my left. And we'll talk to Jeff in a few seconds here. But guys, we've just again got to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And thanks for coming in on a cold evening, Jeff.
You know, if it wasn't for the wind and the cold and the snow, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Those three things are pretty rough.
It adds up in a hurry. Raises havoc with your golf game, too.
It does, that's for sure. I thought I'd wear the Boydie hat tonight.
Yeah.
Just maybe bring some hope to us.
Just some
on the
warmth
northern
in there.
plains here.
Yeah. All right, Coach, just kind of let everybody know, too, here what's going on. There were some scheduling changes, too, as well, and schedule changes to our Three Borders Sports Network schedule for the broadcasting that we're going to do. Obviously, last night's game was postponed, and we've got a shake-up in the schedule, and we'll talk about that here with Coach Ralph and Coach Watson coming up. But the Valley City games have been moved basically to tomorrow at Valley City. So we'll talk about those in a few minutes. But stay with us. We'll get the Facebook page updated with our new schedule here and what we've got going on. Again, Saturday is going to be a busy day for us too as well. So we'll talk about that here coming up. So head coach of the Huskies boys basketball squad, Jeff Ralph, here with us. And Jeff, it's been a tough sled here for the guys here. And when you look back at the schedule, though, and I've seen some of your games, obviously the home games, we've had them here on Three Borders Sports Network. There's some winnable games in there for you, too. I mean, you look at the South game, you look at the Devil's Lake game, just a couple buckets here or there, maybe even some free throws here and there, and you got a couple wins in the win column.
You know, our league is good. You know, and I think there's probably 6 or 7 teams that are pretty good. Fargo South might be one of those teams, too, I think. But Fargo South, Devil's Lake, I think both games really came down to us just not converting from the free throw line. You know, the South game in the first half, I think we were 1 for 8 or 1 for 9, and we were down 6. And then we shot it better from the foul line in the second half. But you have those free throws made earlier in the game, and then instead of being down by 2, you're up 3.
Yeah.
And it changed the whole complexion of the game. It changed what they're doing and what we're doing. And really that basketball game, we played good enough to win. I actually took a lead late and down 1, ran a set play and got a really good look. And then our last play, we just didn't, it was just kind of a fumble, mumble, stumble kind of a thing. And probably could have called timeout 2 or 3 times and didn't. Just kept thinking we're going to get organized and thinking that if we call timeout, they're just going to guard the 3-point goal line because we were down 3. And, I don't know if they knew that. I'm sure their coaches did, but I don't think the players on the floor did. But, it was definitely a winnable game for us and a team that's played some teams very tough. They played West Fargo tough the other night and beat Red River and they're a decent team. And same with Devil's Lake. Devil's Lake's kind of in our boat. They beat us and beat, I think, Valley City in overtime. So they're kind of right with us. And again, a 59-51 game. And you hold the other team under 60, you should win. But we just didn't. We didn't score enough. We didn't make enough free throws. And then when it come time to win the ball game in the final 2 minutes, they got an offensive rebound and then kicked it out for a 3. And now instead of down 2 with the ball, we're down 5. And then it just kind of, we weren't able to come back from that. So, but it definitely some opportunities, and the same with this week. These are 2 teams that are, they're 9, 10, 11 with us in the bottom of the league, and teams that we can compete with. And if we take care of the basketball and knock down some shots, we'll definitely have a good opportunity to win a couple games.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And one of the other things too, Coach, I wanted to talk about, I see you got some stats with you there too, we'll talk about. But one of the other things too, in the other game that you lost at home that I was able to witness was the Fargo North game. It was 76-48 loss. But you were hanging with them. I mean, you were there even through the first half. I mean, if I remember correctly, if I remember the game correctly, I mean, the boys were there. I mean, you were in that game.
Yep. We called timeout. They went up 8 with 3:08 left in the first half. And we called timeout because, I just thought this is a point in the game where we need to manage these last 3 minutes. Let's just say maybe 8 or 6 at half, and we'll be fine. And I think 2 turnovers in a row. So we went down from down 8 to down 12, called another timeout, and then it was down 20 at half. And really the game got away from us right there.
It just blew up at the end.
About 8 possessions. And, we played good enough throughout that first half, those first 15 minutes to win the ball game. The second half, when you're down 20, you just kind of coast. And, I don't think we played poorly, but we didn't play great. And we didn't play, good enough to try to catch up. Mm-hmm. But, I think that's, for this crew, the learning process. And we just got to play better, in those stretches. And, I think we called 2 timeouts in the final 3:08 and just trying to stop.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there might have been one more even.
Yeah.
And, we just couldn't stop the bleeding. But, we've seen some really good things from some kids, and it's just a matter of us putting all that together, limiting the turnovers and getting some shots to fall.
And that's just it, Coach. And that was one of the points I wanted to make here too. Was you've definitely got the athletes on that squad. I mean, like you mentioned, there's 6 or 7 teams in the EDC that are pretty darn good, but you've got some good athletes there too. And so once they start to gel and figure it out, I think the boys are going to be all right.
Well, I do too. I get frustrated with them in practice because of the mistakes we make. But I look at the kids we're putting on the floor, and we are putting athletes out there. I mean, we have the Player of the Year in Blake Schaefer in football, and Caden Kappas is just a fantastic athlete. Ethan Mannock, there's hardly a better athlete in the conference than him. And then Caden Hockert has shown in flashes he can score.
Yep.
They're all fantastic baseball players. Jaden King has some good minutes, and then you throw, the freshman Trayton Mauk out there, who's just.
It was fun to watch him the other night.
Yeah, he's got some tools, and I don't think the kid knows really what he's doing yet. He's just out there playing, and that's kind of refreshing because I think that's part of our deal right now is we're so unsure about where am I supposed to be and all that stuff instead of just trying to make a play, and then that turns into maybe some poor shooting when am I supposed to shoot this shot or what are we supposed to do, and I think that's all part of it. But I really felt like this week we kind of we'd have liked to played last night at Central, but we really felt good last night when we left practice about how some things went and how we'd done some things better going into Valley City tomorrow night, and then looking forward to Central Saturday.
Yeah. Did you have some stats there before we talk about Valley City?
Well, I had Red River. In that game too, we didn't play good enough. We were just flat out. We were bad in the first half, but the second half we played pretty well, and it was really fun to see Trayton Mauk come in the game and hit 3 threes and played little defense and got some rebounds and hustled all over the floor and and wasn't afraid to score. And I told him that. I pulled him over and said, when you touch it, let's look to score. Be a passer second and be a scorer. And he really had a good half with 12 points. Yeah. Jackson Cluton, probably one of his better nights with 9 and against some quality post players. That Harrison kid, there's hardly a bigger kid in the conference.
Takes up some space. Yeah.
Jackson had 9 points, and then Jaden King too, off the bench, had 6 points, and both Trayton and Jaden only played 1 half in that game. So we got 18 points out of Jaden and Trayton in 1 half each. So that's pretty good. But our production from our other guys was just so minimal that. We just didn't have a chance, and down 53 to 17 at half, it's just a battle. But I credit the boys for coming and playing the second half, and probably weren't going to catch up.
Yep.
But I feel like we played the second half. Like if we play both halves like that, we're going to have a chance to beat Red River next time. So that was really encouraging for me, and I think for the boys too.
Yeah, I think that's the key is just putting 2 halves together, and I think eventually they're going to do it, and we're going to see some wins in the win column here coming up, and maybe it'll be tomorrow night at Valley City. So what are you expecting out of Valley City? You're both looking for your first win. Somebody's going to come out of there with it.
You know, somebody's going to be really happy tomorrow night about, well, I don't know, 10:30 maybe. The game might start about 9.
Yeah, the
Watson,
girls' game is before that.
over?
Yeah, hurry up, Watson.
Come on now.
But no,
I'm not going to call any timeout, sorry.
They have a decent squad of kids. They're inexperienced, and it seems like they put one kid in each grade, which makes it tough, you know, for them. I'm glad for, you know, makes it good for us. But Adam Ditz, 2 or 3 year starter for them, the good 3-point shooter.
Sure.
I think he's made about 23s this year.
Yep.
He returns this Cal Burchell, who's just a big, strong kid who hangs around the bucket and will drive and score, and kind of a rebounder, kind of a slasher, kind of an athlete. Will go up and dunk it if he gets the opportunity. And then this Sikora kid, he's a sophomore, and I think just really a good kid around the basket, and the kid they throw the ball to at the free throw line, and he knows what to do with it. He's going to go to the hoop and shooting 80% from the foul line as a sophomore in the varsity game. So I think 20 at 25. So really, you know, he's going to present some problems for us. But I think, you know, we're going to put Cluton on him tomorrow and see what we can do with him, and maybe get some more size on the floor. And I think that'll help us a little bit. But if we can get out on shooters and then just get ourselves going, they're going to press. It's kind of their style, and not really just all out like, you know, the Fargo South a few years ago where they just ran at you and dared you to go score. They're kind of you know, a 2-2-1 where they just want you to burn some clock, and then if you make a mistake, they'll go shoot a layup on you. So we knew that going into practice last night, and we spent about 20 minutes working on that, and I feel really good about how we're going to handle that 2-2-1. So, you know, if we get good production from our guys, you know, we need Blake, and we need Caden and Ethan, and we need those guys scoring. And, you know, and 6 isn't enough. We got to have 10, 12 points on all those guys.
Yep.
And if we can do that, and we get some good contributions from Jackson and Jaden off the bench, Riley Timian, I think, has had some really good minutes in the JV and has played fantastic in practice. Probably one of our best practice players in the last week or so. And, you know, he's going to get an opportunity tomorrow. I'm really pleased with what Riley's done for us.
He's got great work ethic.
We feel good about, you know, we feel good about Valley, but we know, you know, it's not a Valley team where we're, you know, if our bus makes it tomorrow, we're going to win. You know, I mean, we're going to have to play.
Got to show up.
Yep,
for sure. One of the things, and just looking at the stat sheet here, Coach, and just some of the things that caught my eye looking at it, we'd mentioned free throws earlier in the conversation. Just tell folks you're out there, you work on these free throws daily in every practice. Now, you didn't get...
We don't shoot free throws. We don't have time for that.
You don't do that.
We don't have time for free throws either.
It just, you know, it's something you work on and you try to get better.
You know, it is. We probably shoot, you know, 30 to 50 a day. That's our break in practice. I mean, we go hard for about 10, 12 minutes, and then we do what we call rotating free throws. They shoot 2 at a hoop, and, you know, you got to shoot 70%. So if you're shooting 2, you got to make both, or you're going to be under 70. And that's what we tell them, and that's our expectation. And you know, and then it comes down to a kid focusing in that 3-minute or 4-minute time period and knocking down the free throws. And you know, eventually shooting becomes either something that you do and you're good at it, or it's in your head, and then you know, you got to fight through it. And we're kind of at that point right now where you know, we just got to fight through it. And you know what, see one go in early in the game would really be helpful. And that goes for free throws, that goes for Jackson Cluton and Ethan, Jacob DeVries around the bucket, get one to go in. And then, you know, Caden and Blake and Caden just, you know, knocking down a shot from the perimeter. See one early, and then you'll kind of get going.
Yep. And you just mentioned Jacob DeVries. That was going to be my next point here, Coach, and then we'll wrap it up. But Jacob DeVries doesn't show up big in the stat sheet, but he puts in good minutes for you, a good defensive player. He gets the rebounds in there for you, and just he does take up some space and does well defensively.
You know, and that's his role. He does start for us. He probably plays about 16 to 18 minutes, so he's not a huge minute guy. But when he's in there, we need him to defend. We need him to rebound. him to put it in when he's got it under the hoop and just take care of the basketball. And for the most part, Jacob has done that. I thought he had a really good second half the other night against Central. And, he's going to have a tough task early with this Burchell kid tomorrow night. But we feel good about him. Jacob's going to play hard. He got, I think of the one play against Red River, and I saw him do it, and he got called for the foul, but kid comes and shoved him under, and he turned and he carved out his spot again. Well, then he got caught. But, I mean, he's a kid that's going to play hard, and we need that from Jacob.
Yep. Coach, you got anything else for Coach there?
No, I mean, some of the things that he's saying, it sounds like he's me talking. I mean, they're kind of the same thing. So, no, it's just going to see, just have to see how it goes throughout the season, see if you can get better with every game and figure out how you're going to play down the stretch and see what happens.
Well, that's our thing. We talked about we have a chance to win tomorrow, but I just want to play good.
Right.
Let's
just play well.
Together,
compete.
36 minutes of basketball and compete.
Right.
We haven't always done that. So if we play well, compete, we talked about energy and effort. Let's have some energy. Let's have some effort. We'll be fine. And that's what I want to see from the guys, is energy and effort and competing. And then I think, if you play well, chances are you're going to win. Some of these teams, we could play well next Friday against West Fargo. We might not win.
Right.
But we'll take that.
Right.
If we can play well against a team like that, these teams we're playing now, we'll be just fine.
You'll look good in the end of the year.
Yep.
That'll be fine. All right, Coach, got anything else there?
Well, I would
Go
like
ahead.
to say, so tomorrow we have JV boys are going at 4:15, varsity girls at 5:45. We're actually going to play a 9th grade game in the auxiliary gym somewhere over there at 6 o'clock. 9th grade boys, and then of course our game will be at 7:30ish. So that 9th grade game was just added here about 3 o'clock today.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's good to know. Then, it just depends on how many timeouts he takes, I suppose. So.
Yep.
Might take a few.
Might.
And Coach gave me, he'll call 5 of his in his game. So.
He'll use them up there.
Yeah. So we won't get started at 5:45. That's for sure.
And we'll be home in time for school.
Yeah.
Friday morning.
I'll be home before you.
That's true.
All right, Coach Jeff Ralph of the boys Huskies basketball team. Again, they play tomorrow night at Valley City, and that is scheduled for 7:30ish.
7:30.
Yeah, so that's the scoop there, and then we'll see you. Let's see, Tuesday again. Where are you at next week? Tuesday. You're at home against Shanley.
Home against Shanley.
Yeah, we'll have that on Three Borders too as well. So. All right, so that's Jeff's schedule, and we wish him well tomorrow night, Coach. Go get that first W. Good luck to the boys, and
Thank you.
We'll talk later. And I think next up we got Hunter Mccall for the BW Storm Wrestling Squad coming up next. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back after these messages.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference. OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI, we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. OSPTI.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
That we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
Have you ever considered chiropractic for your family? Dr. Andrea and the staff at Hornstein Family Chiropractic love to see families. With 16 years of experience seeing brand new babies, pregnant women, toddlers, teens, athletes, she cares for your family like it's her family. Join Hornstein Family Chiropractic at 715 Dakota Avenue in Wahpeton, and we will help your family grow up healthy. Call 701-672-1300 for the next soonest available appointment, because at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is a family affair.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show, and it is powered by Red River Communications. I'm Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson, and now we're joined here in the studio by assistant coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. That's Hunter Mccall joining us tonight. Hunter, thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming in, and Coach Brandt couldn't make her down tonight. He was up in Fargo, and of course, with no school today, he didn't have to come down, and you guys couldn't practice today, so So he just stayed home, and I don't blame him. So we got Hunter to come in and talk a little bit of wrestling. We haven't met since the 15th was our last coaches show that we've had, so there has been some activity. You guys didn't do anything over the holiday, I don't think.
Nope, nothing. We went to a tournament. We've only been to one tournament since the 15th, actually. We went up to Valley City for their holiday tournament.
Yeah, so let's just talk about overall about the season quick before we get into that, Hunter. Just taking a look at the standings here in the EDC right now. You guys are wrestling in the EDC after the co-op, your first year of the co-op. I'm not trying to... I think I would be happy, I guess, at 2 and 3 sitting in the EDC right now with the combination of the two teams. Your thoughts? Am I stretching it too far?
No,
how do you feel about it, and how does the coaching staff feel?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Sitting at 2 and 3 right now, and we've faced the top 3 teams in the EDC.
Yeah, so, you took Valley City, speaking of them. Yeah.
Valley City, we wrestled them real tough. We wrestled West Fargo and Cheyenne, and we wrestled all those teams pretty tough. So now, here on out, we're looking at every duel as a winnable duel. Our goal coming into the year was to make it into that state tournament as a dual team, and right now we put ourselves in a pretty good position to at least compete to be there. We were supposed to wrestle Davies last night, but that got postponed.
Was it Davies and South?
Davies and South, yep. So Davies would be the big one. South's a little bit down this year. But Davies, we're going to be fighting with them for that 4th spot to try to get into the state tournament as a dual team.
Okay, so explain to the fans here quick how you do that as a dual team. You say getting into the state tournament. How do you do that?
So
how do you qualify for that?
They send the top 4 teams from the East and the top 4 teams from the West. So the 4 from the West would wrestle the 1 from the East, and it's before or so they'll do Class B normally. COVID last year they didn't do this, but they'd do Class B individuals on one side of the Fargo Dome, and then on the other side it would be Class A duels. And then after that session's done, they'd flip, and Class B would do their duels, and Class A would have their individuals. So right now, we're trying to get a spot so we can wrestle in the duels. I don't think we wrestled in the duels since
Kelly McNary days.
Yeah, 20 or Tisher maybe toward the. I know they won the East Region there one year as an individual team, but it's been a handful of years since we've gotten to. Compete as a dual team, and it's kind of nice. Just you get a warm-up match for your individual tournament, so you're not going in cold. You've kind of gotten the jitters out of the way. A lot of these kids have never wrestled in a venue like the Fargo Dome, so it's a little nerve-wracking for some of them. So to get that first match out of the way, that I know that helped me my senior year to be successful at the individual portion of the tournament. So
just get that big atmosphere out of your way and just go on after it. All right, so let's talk a little bit here on Saturday the 18th. You went to Valley City. their holiday tournament up there, I guess, if you will. And you talked about some of the other EDC teams that were in the tournament, and BW Storm finished in 9th place, which was an okay finish because, like you said, you had the Cheyenne, Valley City, West Fargo. You had all the big teams out there, too.
Yep, and we probably could have wrestled better. I would say that it probably wasn't our best tournament or showing that we've had this year, but there was a lot of success to take away from there. We placed
Go ahead.
7 kids, and we put 2 in the finals, which is something that we're not super used to doing as a team. Aiden Ruddy ended up winning the tournament, and Jackson Burchell lost in the finals to a kid that's won the state tournament a couple times from Bismarck. But that Valley City tournament it's a tough tournament. You get Bismarck High's there, and Jamestown's there, Valley City. So it's not just the top teams from the east. You get a lot of teams that come in from the west, and some Minnesota teams that are there too. So it's a pretty tough tournament. We wrestled fairly well. You could tell our kids kind of needed this break that we had coming up. They were a little bit beat up, banged up, sick. So it's been nice for them to kind of just step back and get a break, and we'll see how they wrestle this weekend.
I'm just going to go back a year here to just real quick. Josh Crump, you were his sparring partner. You got anybody you got to wrestle against now?
Yeah, Jackson Burchell is ranked second in the state right now. So,
so you're tuning him up.
Yep, just passed one off for another. So Jackson's made some really great improvements over the last year. So it's fun to see how much better he's gotten, and it'll be fun to see how the rest of the year goes for him and for everybody.
All right. So now let's take a look here. You got a big weekend coming up. You talk about the Valley City being a big tournament. You got another one coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, this one's no joke. It's going to be the toughest tournament that we go to all year. The Bismarck Rotary takes, City, Montana is there.
Awesome.
Bunch of tough teams from South Dakota, Montana, and then basically
a lot of outstate teams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and then basically every team from the state is going to be there, and so the brackets are huge, and you're not dealing with the state tournament where it's only North Dakota teams. You got Minnesota, South Dakota, Montana, all those teams or all those states are represented in the tournament, and it's a juggernaut. It's a grind to try to make it just to that second day of the tournament, but. So we'll kind of figure out where we're at, and we're hoping to get some good matchups against some kids from out west that we just haven't seen before. Get a look at them, get them on film, so we can be prepared for them come the state tournament.
Sure,
it's really good prepper for that.
Do they use both facilities at the Bismarck Civic Center? Do they use both? What's the other one called?
The event center.
The event center.
Yeah. No, they haven't in the past. However, they've added girl wrestling.
Oh.
So there's going to be a girl portion. So I don't know if they're going to set up. They've also added a JV tournament to this.
Goodness.
So I don't know if they're going to set up. Normally, how they did it is the second day of the tournament. If you doubled out, meaning you got eliminated from the tournament, or if you were just a JV wrestler, they'd enter you in the second chance tournament, which was kind of a JV tournament, and you'd get to wrestle in this tournament at 8 in the morning before the varsity championship rounds started back up again, and you'd get to wrestle in that, and that was kind of their JV tournament. Well, they scrapped that now. They're doing a full JV tournament on Friday as they're doing the varsity tournament. So I don't know if they're going to use both or if they're just going to split that.
Especially with the girls wrestling, too.
Right, yep.
And I'm putting you on the spot here, Hunter, but there can't be that many girl wrestling teams in North Dakota, is there? Is there more than I think?
You'd be surprised
is there more than I think?
How much it's grown the last 2 years. We went, and it's brand new to me too. We personally don't have any girl wrestlers anymore, but Lisbon's got a team, Valley City's got a team, Jamestown's got a team. Most teams have. So we went to the Valley City tournament, and they had 6 or 7 brackets of girls that also participated in their own portion of the tournament. Grand Forks Central has quite a few girl wrestlers, so it's bigger than it used to be.
Wow. Do you leave tomorrow for Bismarck?
We do. We leave tomorrow after school. We might get a short practice, and I'm not quite sure before we leave. But
and then you're there, obviously Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. Do you come home Saturday?
We come home Saturday after the tournament. They try to get that done should be done around 3 or 4.
It's got to be
so.
a crazy atmosphere with all that stuff going on out there and just all the activity.
Gotta be
and all
fun.
the wrestlers. It's got to be. I did have a fan ask if we were going out there to cover that one, and I said that might be a little tough because
That's a stretch.
they might use 2 venues.
Right.
You know, they
Yep.
might, and then which mat is the BW guys going to wrestle on? So it would be tough. They asked if we would. I'm sorry. This year ain't going to happen.
It's kind of cool on Saturday too. They'll put up the on the big jumbotron in there. They'll put up the Bison game, and
I
so
suppose.
everybody's happy during the get to watch wrestling and football at once.
Don't get him all wound up.
I'm not going to say a word.
All right.
Won't say a word.
As long as the Bison win, that's the main thing. Well, Hunter, it sounds like things are going well for the BW Storm wrestling team, and wish you guys well. And I know there's a lot of good young men on there, and you mentioned Aiden Ruddy, you mentioned Burchell, you mentioned a couple other guys there too, but there's a lot of good guys on that squad.
Yeah, it's unique for both of us because we get to, we're not used to throwing out, we can field a lineup full of competitive kids.
Yeah.
In the past, we kind of had to throw out some poor 7th graders to go out and just kind of feed them to the wolves just because they needed to fill a spot.
Yeah.
Now we're every weight class we have filled, we've only got one that's open on a, night in, night out. But every weight class that we fill, we have somebody that's going to go out there and compete.
Coach Erlinson, I think, mentioned when he was here a couple weeks ago, or 15th, I guess, was our last show. I think Coach Erlinson was here, and he mentioned, was it the 106 weight?
Yeah, but our 13-pounder dropped down to 106, so we kind of get to fiddle with that. If we like the matchup better at 13, we can throw him out at 13. If we like him at 6, we can put him at 6.
It's not just line them up and go. There's a lot of stuff that goes in behind the scenes.
It's a strategy game every time. A lot of times it comes down to the coin flip. Wayne Hampel always talked about when we won state in 2007, we lost in the semifinals of the duels to Bismarck High, and he said if we won the coin flip, we win the duel, and we take first in both the duels and the individual tournament. But
it's about matchups.
Yeah.
About matchups.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. All right, Coach, you got anything else for Coach?
I just have one question. For some of the players or wrestlers from the other side of the river, has there been an adjustment as far as, wrestling in the EDC? Is there a different style or a different level of competition coming from the Minnesota side?
Yeah. Coach Erlinson talks about it a lot. A lot of teams will do what they do. Just like, football, you have teams that run a spread offense, teams that run a power I offense. Wrestling's kind of similar. It goes along with what you show in practice and what you work on hard in practice. So for them, a lot of it's learning, what different teams do. And, obviously you have outliers. Some kids just kind of do what they do and that's it. Mm-hmm. But some teams, Valley City, for example, will run arm bars, and Lisbon will cradle you till you're on your back. So it's been learning what to not give different teams, but there's also those teams know nothing about them too.
Right.
So a kid like Aiden Ruddy comes into the year unranked, nobody knows anything about him, and then all of a sudden he's
showing up,
beating the number 3 kid in the state twice now. So it's an advantage and a disadvantage. Probably more of an advantage for them because we at least Ryan and I have been around for a couple years now. We know what some teams lean toward doing. So it's been an adjustment, but they're adjusting well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be able to fill the whole team and not leave those open weight classes. And coaches always say, or at least they've always said, well, if we can fill our weight classes, then we would be able to compete. And now you're getting what you need.
Right, you give up 6 points automatically if you don't fill a weight class.
Right.
So it's you're fighting an uphill battle at that point in a close duel.
Yep.
All right, Coach, you got anything else?
Nope.
We want to wish you good luck going out to Bismarck and all the boys out there in Bismarck, and safe travels to all the fans going out to Bismarck. I know it's going to be a long trip. It'll be a cold trip, but I think the roads are going to be good.
It'll be cold, that's for sure.
Oh, and then when you come back, Tuesday, you got a meet with Ortonville, I think.
Yeah, Ortonville on Tuesday, North on Thursday, I think.
And North, is that home? Or is that
North's on the road.
That's on the road, too. So both.
I think we got
matches
just
next week.
one more at home, and that's end of the month. We wrestle Central at home.
Okay. All right. Coach Hunter Mccall, thank you again very much, and good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you.
Wish the team good luck. So
thank you.
We'll be right back. I think James Bass, assistant coach of the BW Blades hockey team, is up next, and we'll be right back after that with him.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers more money for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Tom about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network. And we are now here at the studios in Red River Communications offices right off of beautiful downtown Wahpeton, Dakota Avenue. How about that?
Bright and sunny.
Bright and
downtown
sunny.
Wahpeton today.
Not very bright and sunny,
right?
But it's pretty dang cold out there. The Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications. And if you're watching us on Channel 125, thank you. Let Red River Communications know that you're watching us on Channel 125. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm getting mine installed tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got mine coming in tomorrow. They're coming in the morning tomorrow.
Are you VIP or something?
I might be. You didn't have? Oh, you're not getting yours yet.
Well, not yet. I mean, I'm
not in that part of town.
I'm not that important, I guess.
Well.
So.
Yeah, anyway, we're getting ours installed tomorrow on 125. Anyway, let's get to the business at hand here. We're joined now by assistant coach of the BW Blades boys hockey team, none other than James Bass. James, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem. I'm guessing with that last name, your dad is Jeff.
Yep, Jeff Bass,
Yep.
ex-high school hockey coach.
Yep.
And now he's living the life down in Arizona.
Is he?
So.
He's not golfing down there.
He's doing a little bit.
Is he?
He's working on a course called Seven Canyons down there. So.
Oh, B-Dub.
I'm down
Where's
for
that
that.
It's kind of in Sedona. Sedona, Arizona.
I would, I could go for
you gotta look
Sedona
that
right
up.
now. That's
Fly
for
down to
sure.
Phoenix and go check it out.
Yeah, you got to look that up.
I could do that.
All right, thanks for joining us, James, and we appreciate you coming in and your first time here on the show, so we'll take it easy on you, man.
There we go.
All right, so the BW Blades, we haven't had a coach's show since the 15th of December, and the Blades, a young team. I'm guessing. I guess I haven't really studied the roster, but I guess it's probably a young team. You got a new goalie in the net there after Jared Arnold had graduated. So just talk about the team a little bit and what you're going through and some of the experiences you've had.
So like you mentioned, we're pretty young. We're heavy on juniors this year, and we got a short roster overall. And we got 15 skaters right now when we're healthy.
Oof.
So we have a short bench, and we aren't able to field any JV games right now currently, which is tough for the kids. It's been a tough season so far. We're still looking for our first win.
Yep.
But really, we just have to work on getting better every day. We're 0-7 right now. We go to Morris tomorrow, and then Saturday we're hosting Becker Big Lake. So we got some good competitive games coming up. But right now, it's really just improving our fundamentals.
Yeah, and you had I don't know if you want to call it an invitational or a tournament this past weekend, correct? And or over the holidays, I should say, the 28th and 29th. And just looking at some of the scores here, you played Redwood Valley. I don't even know where Redwood Valley is, but you played them pretty tight. I mean, it was a 3-1 game. Is that correct?
Yep, and I believe we outshot them. If you look at our stats over the season, we're really having trouble generating offense this year. So I think our kids were kind of surprised to be in that situation where, we're skating with this team well.
Sure.
We're getting in the
Hadn't
offensive
been
zone
there
a
yet.
lot. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
So we played Redwood Valley close, lost 3-1. I think the kids are pretty disappointed. And then the next day we played Worthington.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning the tournament. They played a really good game against Bagley the previous day. But Worthington, they took it to us pretty well. We just couldn't generate our offense as we had done the day before. So, yeah.
How about when you look at the section standings, and we can go through the section if you want, with Fergus Falls, Wadena, Deer Creek, Northern Lakes, Morris, as you mentioned, you're playing them tomorrow?
Yep.
And then Alexandria. Some of these teams surprise me here. But what I was going to ask you, Coach, was size-wise. How do you match up? We talked about age-wise. Now let's size-wise. Have you got a big team, physical big team, or are they a little smaller than some of the other teams when you got to go up against Fergus Falls, Wadena, Deer Creek, Alexandria, Wilmer? How do you guys match up size-wise?
So year to year, we're typically pretty small.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but we always seem to be the smaller team on the ice. And Redwood Valley was actually very small.
Similar to you
I think
guys,
that gave our guys some confidence as well.
Okay.
But we've played some pretty big teams. Detroit Lake's coming out, they'll be big. Wadena's usually got some pretty good size. Morris, we're typically pretty even size-wise. And hockey, size isn't as important as, I'd say, football or basketball maybe. But I think it's a psychological factor for, a freshman kid.
Yep.
When you're warming up before the game and you look over and you see a bunch of guys that are 5 or 6 inches taller than you, that gets in your head a bit.
Yeah. Especially when that possible collision might happen on the ice or up against the boards, So I'm sure it does get sometimes intimidating, if you will.
Yep.
So it's fun to watch the boys too, and we did a few games last year, Brian. I think we did 4 games last year, I think, and we enjoyed all 4 games, and we're looking forward to it. Now we got 3 on the schedule here coming up here in January and February.
The game Saturday.
We are doing the game on Saturday against Becker, so that's what I was going to talk to you about. I know before that, though, you've got Morris, and you're heading down to Morris tomorrow night, but then on Saturday you're here. I don't want you to look ahead because coaches don't like doing that, like this one over here.
Yeah, we don't do that.
And they don't like to look ahead too far, but I'm going to ask you, because we will have it on Three Border Sports Network. What do you look out of, what do you know about Becker?
So Becker is year to year a decent team. I think this year we'll struggle with them, but they typically have a pretty good system. They work the puck around pretty well. Nothing too fancy. They're kind of a blue-collar team. They just dump the puck in, chase hard, forecheck, and move it around pretty well. So I think for us, it's really going to be D-zone, playing smart. Heads on a swivel. We have a tendency to kind of get desperate when we don't need to be. It's like we give it the first goal or two, and I think teams kind of smell blood in the water and they get excited and they kind of pounce on us
Yep.
before we can really get our footing in.
Yep.
We tend to end games well. It seems like every period it takes a few minutes for us to warm into it, which, you know, when you get a goal or two to start each period, that's tough to battle back, and it's tough for kids to feel confident going into games, and they get scored on quick. So for us, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, for us, it's really just about getting a good start, you know, generating confidence right away.
Yeah, that was the big thing there, was getting that confidence with a young team and doing those kinds of things. I mean, like I said, when you look at a town like Fergus Falls and even Morris, for that matter, Alexandria, Wilmer, going on down the line in the section, there's some pretty good sized towns in there too, you know. But when you put Breckwop together, it adds up too. But it's fun to watch. I'm not a big hockey knowledgeable guy, Brian.
You missed the hockey term dump and chase there.
The what?
The hockey term. You said dump and chase. That's a hockey term.
Dump and chase.
Yeah. You're gonna need that on Saturday.
Dump and chase.
Do you want me to explain it, or
Yeah, absolutely explain it.
So dump and chase is
our fans might want to know that too, man.
So dump and chase is just a fundamental concept. It's just like it sounds, where you get the puck, bring it over the red line, and dump it into their zone. And that way their defenders have to go pick up the puck, and while they're going back, then you just get on them quick and apply pressure, try to make them make a mistake and get a turnover.
Man. Now you're going to make. Now you got the
See?
pressure on me now.
Like fast pool. So you're learning stuff again.
I asked Wayne Grippentrog to come and help me on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put the pressure on him right now. But he said he might have other plans, so we'll see. But
I think as long as you get offsides and icing, you're.
There you go.
I can handle it.
There you go.
Hockey's a fast game.
And
There
tripping.
you go.
I can handle tripping.
There you go.
There you go.
I know that. All right, Coach. You got anything for Coach?
No, I'm good.
All right, Coach. You got anything else you want to add?
I just want to say thank you to all the supporters we've had. You know, it's been a tough season so far, but we really appreciate the fan support. The rink's been filling out pretty nicely so far, so we hope to see a lot of people.
It's fun
at the rink on Saturday, and if not, tomorrow night.
It's a fun atmosphere, so there's no question about it that Stern Arena lights up when the boys and the girls take the rink. So
definitely.
Yep. All right, for Coach James Bass, we appreciate you coming in on a cold Wednesday evening here and joining us here, and maybe we'll see you again sometime. If not, we'll see you for sure on Saturday.
Sounds good.
We'll
Thank you, guys.
We'll have that game on Three Borders Sports Network. All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Heading up next, we've got Mackenzie Broadland coming up. BW Blades girls coach coming up next.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference. OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI, we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. OSPTI.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure I look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
Welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network, and you are watching the Coaches Show here, and it is powered by Red River Communications, and we are live in the Red River Communications studios here, just off of Dakota Avenue, and just kitty corner from Daily News, and just mentioning that Channel 125 is also out there. For Red River Communications, and if you haven't gotten Red River Communications in your neighborhood yet, you certainly got something to look forward to.
I'm going to come over and watch.
Yeah, I can watch myself on 125.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know if I want to, but
well, yeah.
All right, so yeah, let's just drop it there. All right, we're now joined here by head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team. That is Mackenzie Broadland. Mackenzie, thanks for coming back.
Yes, thanks.
We haven't scared her off.
Haven't scared her away yet. Yeah,
she keeps coming back for more. So
it was a nice break from you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, we appreciate that.
Mackenzie, by golly, 5-5.
Yep.
How about that?
Yeah, it's been kind of an exciting winter break for us.
We had a tournament here that we got to talk about, and you did well there. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. But just before the Christmas holiday, you took on the East Grand Forks JV squad.
Yep.
And got a nice victory there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 7-1, and we just came out hard right away. And they did have a longer bench than us, but we were still out skating them, so we were in pretty good shape for that game.
Felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Girls felt good to get that W too.
Yeah, yep, and they got a lot of offense going and some really great passing we've been having. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so then again 5-5. The big thing that you did here over the Christmas break, just before New Year's, I think you went down to Eden Prairie, and I saw the big article in the newspaper in the Daily News that consolation champs.
Yeah, it was great.
That's pretty awesome.
It was a lot of fun. We went
so
down.
Talk about who you played. What?
Okay. We went down there on Tuesday of last week, and we played Cretin Durham Hall, which is a private school out of St. Paul, I think. And they had a pretty big team.
Physical big?
No, just like
just a lot of
long
numbers.
bench, bench, yeah.
Okay.
And they came out hard and scored right away, and we answered back, and we kind of stuck with them into the second period. It was a really even game, back and forth scoring. I think it was either tied or a 1-goal lead both of the first two periods, and then it was 4-3. We were down going into the third, and it was coming off Christmas break, and we didn't have any practice over Christmas, and we got our practice canceled last Monday before the tournament because of the snowstorm. So our legs were pretty short, and we ran out of gas in the third period, and they ended up beating us 7 or 8-4, I want to say.
It was close, though.
Yeah, it was close until the third period, and yeah, we just kind of got tired, and they really used it to their advantage and got moving around in the offensive zone.
Okay.
And they scored on us. But then Tuesday we came back and played North Wright County, which is like Monticello, Buffalo area.
Okay.
And then that was another pretty even game until the second period, I want to say. Oh gosh, I can't even remember the score of that one. I think we won 7-4.
Okay.
But I think it was 4-1 going into the second period. We were up, and then they just came out with a lot of momentum in the second period, and we weren't ready for it, and they tied it up, and it was 4-4 going into the second period. So we were kind of nervous there because they had all the momentum going, and their offense was generating a lot of good plays on us. And I think that is the game that Reagan Wohlers came out in the third period and scored 10 seconds into the period. So that was just like a huge momentum shift.
That was a big jump start there.
Yeah, and then I think we ended up winning 7-5, I want to say.
Okay.
So another good win.
Okay.
7 or 8-5, but another high scoring game, but a good win. And then Thursday, we kind of had that winning momentum going, and we were up against Chaska Chanhassen on Thursday, and another good even competition game. They had a long bench too. All these teams had long benches.
I bet they did, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. These teams from the cities, it's like their varsity and JV, their girls are all fighting for their spot on their team, and we got the 12 that we got. So it's really awesome to see them compete. But Thursday we played Chaska. We won. Gosh, I can't even remember the scores. We won 5-3. That's what it was.
Okay.
It was a good game. We were, I think, tied again going into the third. I want to say 2-2. And then we kind of just opened it up in the third period. But yeah, our passing last week was just phenomenal. We've seen a lot of chemistry with our first line with Annabelle Pausch, Reagan Wohlers, and Kennedy Schuler. They just have a lot of great passing going on. But our second line, Allie Hare, Carson Neppel, and Ashlyn Wohlers really kind of got their passing going last week. So that was really good to see that they were kind of meshing and falling into place there, and they were just finding all the open spots and getting to the back door for those rebounds on those shots. But and they had a lot of really strong goalies too. So a lot of it was just getting a good shot low on the pads of the goalie and then being there for the rebound. So we really capitalized on that.
That's. I mean, just hearing you talk about it here, you could just almost sense, how the girls picked it up after they found out they can win, and then all of a sudden on Thursday we're going back for a championship consolation, or the consolation championship, and we're going to get some iron out of this thing. We're going to get a trophy to hang on the wall.
Yeah, it was a really exciting week, and just a lot of great things we saw. And Coley Schuler really stepped up her game in the Thursday game last week. She had some 1-on-0, Chaska had some 1-on-0 breakaways, and she just didn't let them score. I think she had 20-some saves that game, but she really stepped up her game the last 2 times we played. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
To have that kind of activity there with your goalie, and again, the picture I saw in the paper anyway, it looked like a bunch of happy kids. So probably a happy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it was really exciting and a lot of close games. So.
All right, so let's take a look here in the future now. On Friday, it looks like you go to Laverne.
Yes. Yep.
Little bit of a travel again.
Yeah. Hopefully the weather cooperates for us.
Yeah. And then you got a week off, and then you go back to Worthington. You're doing a lot of away games.
Next week we play. We have a Tuesday game next week.
Is there? Okay,
yeah.
I don't have it on this schedule, so I apologize for that.
We play. Gosh, I can't even remember. I know we play East Grand Forks JV at home next Thursday, I think.
Okay.
And then Tuesday, I'm drawing a blank.
Let's see. Yeah, it is East Grand Forks on the 13th, because we've got that one. We got that one on 3BSN.
That's the one we're doing, yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That's the one we're doing on 3BSN.
Oh, we might be playing.
That's
no,
on
that's
the
at the
13th. That'd be Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, we play Aberdeen Central on Tuesday. That's who we play, coming from South Dakota.
They're here?
Yep.
Okay. So Tuesday you're at home.
Yep.
Thursday you're at home.
Friday.
Busy schedule for the
girls.
girls.
It's a big week next week.
Wow, I guess. All right, Coach, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Appreciate you coming in again and spending your Wednesday evening with us. And congratulations to the girls again for their consolation championship victory in Eden Prairie. Lost the first one on a tough one, but they came back and won 2 more to get that console champ.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Congratulations to the girls.
Thank you.
And to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Who's your assistant coach?
Alicia Finkrell.
Oh, that's right. We mentioned her on the first show. That's correct. I forgot that Alicia was there. So, all right. We'll have the girls next Thursday then on Three Borders Sports Network. Mackenzie Broadland, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
All right, and we'll be right back with head coach of the Lady Husky basketball squad. That's Brian Watson. Coming up next.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers more money for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Tom about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I look back at all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
Bruder's Butcher, Highway 75 North Breckenridge, believes in community, customer service, and the goodness of meat. Bruder's Butcher provides quality raised and butchered beef at an affordable price. From raising cattle born on family farms to butchering and preparing the meat for your dinner table, they are that dedicated. Stop into their store located Highway 75 North Breckenridge or check them out online, brudersbutcher.com.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Network, the Coaches Show here, and it's powered by Red River Communications. Thanks for joining us here on our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Red River Communications Channel 125, we thank you for doing that too as well. Let the folks know at Red River Communications that you're tuned in and watching the Coaches Show on Channel 125. It's pretty cool. I brought up the TVs here in the next room, and I brought it up and it went right to channel 125. I didn't even have to cue it in.
There you go.
Right
Got your favorites going, yeah.
And it said right on the schedule, it said Coach's Show.
There we go.
And they've got our schedule already loaded out there. So when you get Red River Communications as your cable provider, it will have all of our stuff on.
3 BSN.
I should say all of our stuff. When we do two venues in one night, we've got to choose which one we're doing.
Yeah, we can't put both games on 125, so we have to kind of pick and choose. And typically, that game is the one that you're doing. But we'll try and mix it up the best that we can, so that we give both sides of the river or both teams or whatever it is equal time on 125. So it's just when we have those double. 2 games going on at once or 3 things going on at once. So
just physically can't be done.
Yeah,
but
we just physically can't be doing it, and
rather than ask Raleigh to do a lot of extra.
Yeah. So it takes a little more behind the scenes equipment and things like that to get both of those on. But down the road, that might be something that we'll be able to do. So.
All right, Coach Austin Emdeck could not join us tonight. Coach Lip could not join us tonight. He had texted me earlier in the day and said he was stranded in Fargo and didn't know if he could get out tonight, and so he was unable to join us as well. So we didn't get any Breckenridge coaches here. The Cowgirls and Cowboys could not make it, and then Coach Moses from the BW Gymnastics squad had a busy Wednesday night as usual, and she couldn't make it with us either. In fact, she texted us just before we went on the air and said she was unable to make it.
Those guys are having a pretty good year.
The gymnasts are having a great year.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to have her in and talk to her about that. So hopefully sometime here in the near future, Coach Moses will be able to.
That's another sport that we'd like to try and get on the air too at some
Someday we're
point.
gonna get there, man.
Yep.
Someday. Got girls hockey, our first girls
Yeah,
hockey.
girls hockey is going to be
coming up
good.
next
That's going to be a new thing for us. So we're plugging right along.
But right now, buddy, we're going to talk Lady Husky basketball. How about that?
We can do that. I'm okay with that.
We haven't talked to you as a coach here since the 15th of December, and on the 16th of December, you had a winnable game in my eyes against Fargo South at home. And
They're all
lost.
winnable, Joe.
Well, that's true. But it was a tough loss for the girls, 66-58. You're coming in here beat up at 1-4, but you could easily.
Well, I mean, we could.
I should say easily.
I mean, no disrespect to the teams that we've played, but we could easily be 4-1.
Yep.
And we're just a couple plays away from really being 4-1. Free throw shooting, was something that we're decent at. Compared to some of the teams that we've had or where we've been the last couple of years here. Mm-hmm. We're a decent free throw shooting team, but a couple games that we've lost, free throws have been the reason why. Yeah. I mean, there's other things that go along with it, but certainly against Fargo South, if we make free throws in that game, we give ourselves a really good chance to win. We have to do some other things too. Defensively, we just got to get better. We're giving up way too many points. But for those, a couple games like South and the Red River game, if we just make some free throws, we're right there at the end. And we could very easily be 4-1 instead of 1-4.
I was going to say that you could easily be 4-1 because of the Cheyenne game, the first game of the year. You lost by 2 on a last-second shot. This game here we just talked about was South. Just a few turns of the ball there, and then Red River.
Red River, a place where historically we have not played well in that building, even with the teams that we've had. The teams that went to state back to back. We just don't play well there. We lost, and I was trying to remember when we were talking about it at halftime because we were in the game. We were only down 4 at half, and I was trying to remember exactly the year, but it was one of the Irwin years. And then one of the years that we went to state, and we lost by 40 up there. Yeah. And we turned around and we beat them at our place. And it's just something about that building, and having to go up there, I dread it. It's my least favorite place to go. But give credit to the team. We did a really good job against Red River. We played with them. They have a certain style that they constantly press you throughout the game. They're going to play you in a matchup zone, and you just have to kind of win the war of attrition. And we didn't do that. And yes, we needed to make free throws in that game, but we really lost the game kind of at the end of the first half. And we were in the game. I think we were ahead 1 or something like that, but then they go on, one of their patented runs where they score, 6 points in, 10 seconds. We turn the ball over, we miss a shot or something like that, and then they go in ahead at halftime 4, and really that was the difference in the game. If we kind of hold pace there and stretch out our lead, and if we can go in at halftime up 4, it's probably a different result. But we still have to make free throws. But to go up there and be competitive compared to what we've done up there in the past, I don't like losses. But I was happy with the way that we played. Not happy with the outcome, but happy with the way that we played.
Mm-hmm. And then we can't skip over it there. You know, we did talk about Red River, but you did have a win at home against Devils Lake, 76-72.
Yeah, I mean, again, we did everything that we needed to do correctly. And talk about making free throws. We made free throws in that game, and we also made some threes in that game. I think we made 6 threes in that game. So we shot it well. We shot it well from outside, and we made some free throws. We didn't defend real well. We still, we gave up over 70 points in that game. And that's something that we're going to have to fix. They had a really good post player, 6'2", Dahlin, who, she was tough to handle. I think we did well in spots, especially early in the game. Latea Lunenberg did a good job on her. Her and Emma Bonches kind of tag teamed and went back and forth between the two, based on fouls and things like that. And those guys did a really good job holding her down in the first half, and then she kind of got going in the second half a little bit, which it's hard to stop good players for the entire game. But we did what we needed to do. We made plays down the stretch. Our composure was okay. At times we kind of got out of whack a little bit, but when we needed to be composed, we were. Mm-hmm. And we've always talked about that. We got to have that composure in order to win games and things like that. And that was something that we did well in that game. And we're able to come away with a win. At the beginning of the year, some people probably look at that game and go, that's probably not going to be a win, or Devils Lake's going to finish, top part of the conference, and we're able to get them at home, and that's a nice win for our team.
It was a nice win. When you look at the EDC standings, Coach, you got West Fargo up there at 6-0. Red River, 2 of the teams that you talked about, both of them so far unbeaten in EDC. But you gave Red River a good run for their money up there at Red River. So, I mean, you gotta somewhat feel happy about that, and I hope the girls feel good about it too.
It's kind of, what Coach Ralph talked about a little bit. You against those teams that are at the top of the conference, you just want to play well. Whether you win the game or lose the game, you want to put together a good basketball game and give yourselves an opportunity to win. I always say it to the girls, I just want to have the opportunity to win. If you play well, you have the opportunity. Doesn't mean you're going to win the game, but at least you give yourselves a chance. And we gave ourselves a really good chance up at Red River. And we just have to use that. We have to use the good parts of that game and understand that if we stay focused and do the things that we need to, we really can play with anybody in the conference.
Yeah, because you're right there. Again, like you said, you're 1-4. Could be easily 3 and trying to get my numbers right here, 3-2, or even 4-1.
Yeah, I mean we could be on the winning side is where we could be.
So I think the future is bright for the girls, and when you look at the stat sheet there, Coach, you look at the stat sheet, and I know you said you forgot to bring your iPad here, so I've got it in front of me, so I'm cheating a little bit here. But you're getting some good numbers out of some of your starters. You've got McKenna averaging about 15 points, 6 rebounds. Lydia's just about 10 points a game, and she's doing very well that way too. So Lydia's having a good year. 5 rebounds for the motor, and she just keeps on ticking. And you look at the rest of the squad there, you got almost 10 points out of Emma coming off the bench.
I mean, it's kind of what we need. We've always talked about, if we can, in a game, if we can, get a couple girls in double figures or 3 girls in double figures, we can find some success. And if you look now averages, we've got several girls who are right around that double-digit mark or over that double-digit mark, which is a great thing to have. And you mentioned Emma, she comes in off the bench, and that just gives us some versatility that we haven't had in the past. We can kind of adjust our lineup and not miss a beat when we have to substitute. We've had some issues with fouls and things like that. So we're able to bring some girls in off the bench who can just step right in, help us defensively, help us with the rebounding, and then also help us score. And that's something that we've lacked in the past. And if you can get scoring like that, and it's the proof is in the pudding. We've scored a lot of points this year. Okay, we're up around that 60, 70 mark. So offensively, we've done some good things, but we still have some things to fix on the defensive end.
Yeah, and I should before I forget there, I should mention Taya Scout coming in there at 12 points a game and almost 6 rebounds. So I mean, and then of course Taya doing her job as well.
It's kind of a good problem to have, I mean, for teams that scout us or whatever, they certainly want to try and take away Scout. They want to take away McKenna, but then you're going to do that, but then you have to worry about Emma as well. Yeah. And then John starts going, where are you gonna? I don't think you could take away. I don't think you could take away. Yeah, I don't think you could take away everyone. And the proof of that is that we've had different girls lead us in scoring, throughout the season, which is good because not everybody's going to be on every night. Somebody's going to have an off night here and there or whatever. And it's just a matter of trying to go through the offense, see what's available, see where the matchups are, and see what we could take advantage of. And we've been fortunate. It's only resulted in one win, but I think down the stretch here, once everyone really figures out and settles into their role and understand how important each role is, I think we can do some good things here throughout the season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to come out of the girls here coming up, Coach. And I also looked at the average minutes here that everybody's putting in, and you got Lid at almost 33 minutes a game out of a 36-minute game. So she's on the floor a lot for you. Yeah, I mean, she's a point guard, and things kind of go through her, and but she can play those minutes. Yeah. She doesn't. At least at times, she doesn't appear to be tired. Of course, no one wants to come out of the game, but she can stay on the floor for long stretches and get short blows and then get back in there. And it's good to be able to have players that can do that. But we've played a lot of players too. In the win against Devils Lake, we used our bench. We went deep in our bench actually. McKenna Brewer got in that game. Kylie Blado got in that game. Players that early on didn't really see a lot of time, but we needed that. We needed to be able to give some players some breaks, and those guys know what their role is. They've just got to get in there, give a couple minutes here and there, and they've done a good job. And that's what I mean. Our bench has been able to hold us up, and that's what you need. And I've always said if you can play 9-10 players, then you're pretty good. Now, our record doesn't show that, but we have some girls on our bench who can come in and fill in, and I think that's going to be important for us come down the stretch. Yeah, it's pretty good, and if you haven't seen the Lady Huskies play yet, folks, make sure you catch them, or at least catch them on Three Borders Sports Network when we've got them on the air too as well, because they are fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, I just hope you said, the record doesn't indicate it, but it's a fun team. Well, I mean. The scores are pretty good. I mean, I know they are. It's what we've said in the past is that winning and losing, yes, it does matter, but we're trying to use the regular season to get ready for the EDC tournament. Yep. Okay, now we want to make sure that we put ourselves in a good position. Come the end of the season, we don't want to finish at the bottom. We want to put ourselves. If we're going to be in a playing game, it should be one that you can compete and host, right? You don't want to go on the road. We went on the road last year. It's not a good feeling. Try and host that game, and then if you can figure out a way, to finish in that top 5, so that you don't have to have a play-in game, that's even better. And I just think after the top 2 in the EDC this year, it's just a mess after that. I think that anybody can beat anyone. A couple of years ago, there were 5 teams that tied for first place. We were one of those teams. We ended up shuffling down to 4. But I just think after those top 2, I just think there's going to be a bunch of teams that are going to be tied or close. And I think it's going to go down the wire to see where those teams finish. And at the end, it come down to that last game. There might be teams that, if they don't win that last game, they might go from 3rd all the way down to 6th or 7th. And I think it's just going to be that kind of year. There's a lot of parity after those top 2. And I think it's going to be competitive. It's going to be a fun EDC tournament. That's why I'm just so we want to get into that tournament, because I think there's going to be some opportunities for some teams come the end of the year, and hopefully we're one of those teams. Yep. And Valley City now, tomorrow you travel out to Valley City. We talked about it during the boys' game. You're going out there. You play at 5:45. Yeah, changing the schedule because of the cancellation on Tuesday of the Central game, which will be moved to Saturday. Both boys and girls will go to Valley City tomorrow.
And the premier game's at 5:45.
I'm sure Coach Ralph would agree with you. All right, so again, should be winnable. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
it should be a competitive game.
Looking
Joe.
at records,
it should be a competitive game.
You're tied for ninth with them.
It should be a competitive game.
Come on, Coach.
It should be a competitive game, and hopefully we go in there and we play well. Hopefully go in there and play with some confidence. We've struggled against Valley. Yeah. You know, they've got some size. They play their 3-2 zone. You know, they have some length. They've got some girls who have some experience with Egremont and Peterson. So it's going to be a competitive game. It's a very difficult place to play. Yeah. I mean, it just is. And, you know, there are no easy road games, but, you know, Valley's just a tough place to go. It's going to be nice for us. We'll have some fans there, you know, with the doubleheader. It should be a really fun and exciting environment with both boys and girls playing, so it should be fun.
So with the postponement, on Saturday you play again.
Saturday, we'll come back and play on Saturday against Central, and again, another game that should be competitive. And, you know, if we can put a couple good games here, we can start to creep up a little bit in the standings, and that's what we're talking about. And, you know, just put, you know, games together in a row in a good stretch. And then when you have to go up against those top teams, hopefully you're playing good. And who knows, if you're shooting it well and they're off, I mean, anything can happen. You know, we beat, a couple years ago, we beat Davies at our place, and they were ranked second or third or something in the state like that. Yeah. And, you know, we were hot that night. So it just depends. But it's all about playing well. You know, as Coach Ralph had talked about earlier tonight, you just want to play well, and you need to be able to do that on a consistent basis. And, you know, we're right there. We just have a couple things that we need to fix.
Yep. Then after that, you got Shanley, and that's away the next Tuesday, the 11th. And so, again, they're sitting there right now. They're currently 3-3.
3-3, and like I said, it's just a competitive league. After those top two, really anyone can beat anyone. There's going to be some size challenges in that game against Shanley, 6'3" or whatever she is, and
remember volleyball.
Yeah, so you know, but I mean, it is what it is. We'll just have to go up there and see if we can get it done.
Okay. All right, Coach. You got anything else you want to add there? Again, time change, schedule change again. Tomorrow you're playing the 5:45.
5:45 game at Valley City. Yep. That game will most likely be streamed, and I'll have the link posted on WaptonGirlsBasketball.com. And I think both boys and girls will be on the same page, so you'll be able to find it if you go to our website.
And then Saturday is the makeup game against Grand Forks Central here at home at 4 p.m.
Yeah, we play at 4 p.m.
We'll have that on 3BSN as well.
That'll be on Three Water Sports Network after the hockey game, so we'll have hockey and basketball. And Saturday, no JV game. Okay. Just a C squad and varsity, and no C squad or JV for Valley City. Just a girls varsity game. So numbers are down for some reason. Girls basketball. Throughout the EDC. So it's been tough for some teams to field 3 teams, and we just have to kind of roll with the punches there.
Yep. All right, head coach of the Lady Huskies, Brian Watson, joining me here tonight, and thanks again, Coach. And B-Dub and I will be right back after these messages to wrap it up.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/.
Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wapaton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Around here, every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
All right, welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show here, and it's powered by Red River Communications. Red River Communications Channel 125 we're on tonight, so we appreciate Red River Communications and all they do right here in their studio here in downtown Wahpeton.
Got a nice little home here. We're going to be moving to a different location in this building.
Yeah, we keep talking about that. We're going to get it done.
We
got a set.
At some point.
Trust me, folks. The set is done for Raleigh and Julie. So in their next
we're gonna
that we should talk about off the cuff a little bit. Off the cuff with Raleigh and Julie, they've got a new set. We got that one done.
That's done, but
so we're working on ours. We've got ideas. We just got to put it all together here. We got the internet connections put in the other day. Matt and the crew here from Red River Communications got us
hooked up back there. So yeah, it's gonna be good. So
we just need to get the physical stuff of it done.
The manual labor part of it.
Yeah, and you and I both have a lot of time to do that. So.
Yeah, we got full-time jobs.
So off the cuff, Raleigh and Julie are busy planning another show, so we'll have them not coming up this Sunday, I don't think. But
no, I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay.
Make the executive decision to say no on that one.
They've got some great ideas for a show, and just did not work out logistically for Brian and I to do what they wanted to do. So we're going to come up with a different idea here and get that done. So
it's the beauty of the internet.
Use that one a little bit later on.
Yeah, right. There we go.
So we'll do that. So off the cuff will be coming not this weekend, but it'll be coming probably the next weekend after that. So Raleigh and Julie going to do some more episodes with us here, and we're looking forward to that. All right, again, changing schedule, folks. We will have no basketball or anything tomorrow night, but Brian and Coach Ralph are heading out to Valley City, a doubleheader out there tomorrow, and then on Saturday, I'll have the BW Blades boys hockey game against Becker on Saturday at 1 o'clock. You might be there for the beginning, but then you got to take off right away and go take care of the girls and get the girls.
Yeah, I got something going on Saturday.
Yeah, so you got, and then so I'll hustle right over from Stern Arena over to Wahpeton High School, and we'll take care of the Lady Huskies as they take on Grand Forks Central at approximately 4 p.m. So double duty for me and walking across the street.
Maybe you'll get a raise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, and then next week, I think Tuesday, what do we got? We got a rec girls game, I think, here, don't we? On
Tuesday, you'd have Shanley boys against WAP.
Yep.
And then their Breck game too as well?
Yep, Breck girls are taking on Yellow Jackets from Perham. So Raleigh will have that game on Tuesday.
That'll be a good one. So
there'll be two games, and the Channel 125 guys we will have with the Shanley and the Wahpeton Husky boys. So that's coming up next week. Watching the cars crunch by in the cold snow outside here, and we want everybody to be safe. It was hopefully a safe day for everybody today after this.
Yeah,
no practice today.
No practice today, which, I mean, as a coach, you would like to have practice. Sure, the girls are happy not to have practice today, but we kind of really needed to because we changed gears. You know, we were all prepped and ready to play Central, and then we really haven't had any time to review and scout for Valley. I mean, you know, girls can go and watch film, but as a team, we haven't had a chance to really do any walkthrough or anything like that.
You are not allowed to have practice of any kind.
We weren't able to today. The weather was just, a little too much to try and risk getting everyone in there. So we, the the decision was made not to have practice today.
So we appreciate all the coaches coming in tonight on this blustery evening here in Wapaton. Coach Ralph was here first up, and then right after that we had Hunter Mccall, assistant coach for the BW wrestling team, and then Coach James Bass was here, assistant coach for the BW Blades boys hockey team. And then Mackenzie Broadland showed up, and then we finished up with BW here in the Lady Huskies. So we had a busy night. Coach Jocelyn Emdick, Coach Stephen Lipp, and Coach Patty Moses could not make it. Again, Brian mentioned earlier that the gymnastics team having a great season, and hopefully Patty can make it in some evening.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get an update on them. Like I said, they're doing some great things, and just be nice to kind of, find out what they're all about. Hear some of the names of the girls that are competing, and I don't know. It's a different sport. Everybody's used to the big sports, if you want to call them that, and we have a lot of different activities in town, and on both sides of the river, and we're competitive in more than football, basketball, and those things. So it's nice to see those guys in the paper, and hopefully we'll be able to get them on Three Border Sports as well.
All right, and BW, we should just quick mention too, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, how do they do that?
Yeah, as you're watching on YouTube, you can just click on the subscribe button, and you can also click on the bell icon. You'll get notifications for whenever we go live.
Free of charge.
That's right.
Best yet. Santa good to you?
Yeah, I can't complain. I can't complain. Yeah, I mean.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. Anything else?
No, I got nothing else.
For Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everybody. Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the air on Friday night, right? Saturday. All right, see you Saturday. What?